When the spring wind begins to blow across the desert state of Rajasthan, it brings with it a massive 15-day celebration. It is a festival built entirely around deep cultural legacy, vibrant colors, and very public expressions of devotion. The event is called Gangaur. To understand what drives it, you just have to look at the name. Gana represents Lord Shiva, the major Hindu deity of regeneration, while Gaur stands for Goddess Parvati, his divine consort. The mythology behind the event is a story of reunion. According to tradition, Parvati returned to her parental home after her marriage. Her childhood friends welcomed her back with joyous, lyrical folk songs, and that exact moment of musical celebration serves as the blueprint for the entire festival. The women who observe the fasting rituals have highly specific goals in mind. Unmarried women participate with the hope of finding an ideal, affectionate partner. Married women, on the other hand, pray for the unbroken prosperity and long life of their husbands. By channeling the divine archetype of Shiva and Parvati, this 15-day period becomes a powerful mechanism for Rajasthani women to openly express their hopes, validate their social roles, and celebrate their own desires. The momentum begins the moment the spring festival of Holi concludes. Over the next 15 days, a strict daily rhythm of fasting and worship takes hold in households across the state. It starts directly with the earth. Women collect the leftover ashes from the holy bonfires to craft small, symbolic idols. Alongside this, they carefully sow barley seeds, nurturing the fresh green sprouts as a daily act of devotion. Every morning, participants dress in vivid traditional clothing. They balance a kalash, a small, sacred water pot decorated with fresh flowers and grass, on their heads as they walk to their local prayer sites. As they walk, they sing. The lyrics of these folk songs are direct requests to Goddess Parvati, asking her to protect the bright colors of their traditional veils and ensure their heavy lac bridal bangles remain intact for a lifetime. Over 2 straight weeks, these repetitions take isolated private morning prayers and weave them into an escalating rhythm of female community bonding. Eventually, those intimate courtyard gatherings spill out into the streets, scaling up into massive spectacles that consume entire cities. Different regions execute the climax in their own way. Jaipur stages enormous public processions featuring royal guards and palanquins. Kota hosts inclusive gatherings that draw women from across different castes. And Udaipur takes the celebration out onto the water with elaborate boat rides. Historically, queens and women of the royal court participated from above. They watched the massive crowds below from jarokas. These are intricately carved, overhanging stone balconies built into palace facades, like the famous Hawa Mahal. Down in the palace courtyards, the energy manifests physically through the Ghumar. This is a traditional Rajasthani folk dance where women in heavily embroidered skirts move in continuous rhythmic circles. Because the royal families threw their full weight and wealth behind these events, the domestic rituals of ordinary women were elevated into a defining, state-sponsored pillar of Rajasthani identity. The physical festival concludes when these sprawling processions reach the local lakes and stepwells. The air fills with the boom of cannon fire, the relentless beating of ceremonial drums, and bright bursts of fireworks. At the water's edge, a crucial separation happens. The small idols made of soil and clay are carefully submerged and dissolved into the water, serving as a bittersweet farewell to the goddess. However, the larger, elaborately painted wooden idols are kept safe. They are meticulously preserved and carried right back home to be worshipped again the following year. This entire 15-day cycle also serves a very practical, human purpose. It provides a socially sanctioned annual window for married women to travel back to their maternal homes, reconnecting with their parents and childhood friends. The ashes and clay return to the earth, but the wooden idols remain. This repeating cycle ensures that the deep roots of family, sisterhood, and devotion across Rajasthan are steadily renewed, year after year.